I know it's been a while. No excuse or anything. I don't know. Like, I just got really confused on what I was even doing here anymore. Like, in the game, in YouTube, in my life, like things just weren't going my way, aren't going my way still currently. But I'm trying to, pick myself up and get back to what I kind of care about, I guess. Like, this video itself is very therapeutic for me to make because it's a way that I'm like fighting my avoidance, right? And by avoidance, I mean that my feelings very much were dictating my actions for most of my life, pretty much all my life, until maybe like 30 days ago when I started to really investigate and understand like my brain and like how my problems, the problems that I have, and how to not fight them, but like understand and work and function as a human being with those problems. And the biggest thing is avoidance. Like, the fact that if something makes me feel bad, then I won't do it, or I wouldn't do it, I guess you could say. And understanding that like my sense of self, like your consciousness and your brain, are kind of two separate things, and like you really control the actions that you take, and your brain just constantly is generating all of these things like feelings and emotions, and like sitting here fighting those thoughts and feelings and trying to get rid of them doesn't really work. And one day, like, I just understood that I'm not going to tell my brain how to feel. I'm not going to tell it how to think. I'm not going to tell it how to emote. I'm just going to do what I think is right for me and like what I'm interested in, and however it feels, it feels. But I'm not going to tell it how to feel. If you want to be sad, like if my brain wants to be sad, let it be sad. If it wants to be anxious, let it be anxious. Like, I'm not going to fight it because I can't. And that's fine. That has done like a lot of good for me. It's got me like out of my apartment a little more. Like, I'm not scared. I wouldn't say I had like crazy social anxiety, but like the feeling of going to like even just the grocery store, like, guys, I moved to my apartment during COVID. I've been alone for like years at this point. I don't have any friends in this city. My entire college, when I moved here, got moved online. Like, I'm very, very much alone here. And the thought of just going to like the grocery store, like going out in crowds of people, was very tough after just being alone for so long. And lately I've been able to do small things like that, and be able to like play Street Fighter more, and like go out to there was a local today. It doesn't happen very often, and I went to it, and I played. I got like 6. It's a local that I've won twice, so it kind of sucks to get 6 after putting in more time. But I think it was just more so the mental healing of being in a room of people that I really appreciated. And kind of learning like how to make friends as an adult, I guess, that aren't fully connected to gaming online. Like, most of any of my friends that I have left, I probably met years ago playing some video game online, and we only talk online. But talking to other people in face to face, and like making friendships and relationships and talking is invaluable. And I don't think I understood that when I was younger. The other thing that was kind of driving me away from this whole thing is, and some of you might agree, but the idea of like content and being a content creator is very frustrating, I feel like, to talk about with some people, or to just bring up or read about, because it all feels so like it feels like people are trying to trick you guys, and like trying to trick me as a viewer to like watch my video longer. Like, most of you guys who clicked on this video aren't gonna make it this far. I already accepted that when I started recording it, because I just don't care. But if you want to like be a content creator, brother, you gotta look at the statistics, and you gotta edit a certain way, and you gotta make certain types of videos, like tier list or guides, or like top 5 moves to pun it. Like, I'm not hating on that shit, but it's just not what I'm trying to do. Sometimes I just like to talk to the computer and upload that shit, and not a lot of people like watching it, but it's what I like. And I think I've accepted that lately. This YouTube thing might not, it's not going to be like my full-time income, it seems, right? It's been like 3-4 years, 600 videos. Maybe I'm just not good at being a content creator, but damn, I could talk the ear off of this Audacity window. I think that all kind of came to a head at Evo. Like, some people, and I'm very thankful that they watched the videos, but like some people came up to me and they were like, "Oh, you're the stick guy. Like, I bought this hitbox because of you." I was like, "Nice, man." But like, one, I didn't get a cut from fucking Hal. I didn't get shit from them. And 2, I don't want to be the stick guy, man. Like, no offense to anybody, but that's not my thing. I'm not even an expert on the stick stuff. I know the very simple thing. I think the last thing, and the most obvious, and probably the most important, I save it for last because I want to reward people who made it to the 5-minute mark. But the biggest thing is that I just wasn't seeing the progress that I wanted to, which I think is a very universal human experience. Like, you just stop seeing the numbers get bigger, you stop seeing the green arrows, you stop seeing any money or like subs or any numbers getting bigger, and you kind of like start questioning things that you maybe shouldn't. And I'm like ultra guilty of that when it comes to like playing Street Fighter as well. Like, if things aren't going well, I start like extrapolating and dissecting parts of my game that I shouldn't, like things that I already know or like that are ingrained in my muscle memory. I'll start like pulling all that stuff apart, and it will make me worse for a while. Like, I will cause permanent damage to my gameplay because of like a moment of weakness or a moment where things just took a dip, but I felt like the dip was going to go on forever, like it was a spiral. And in order to like claw myself out of that spiral, I thought that I needed to do things that I just didn't. And it kind of just makes you run in place for a while. I think I can like pretty confidently say that I'm a better player today than I was at least 30 days ago. Like, when I started doing all this stuff, all these little mental exercises, I guess you would call them. I don't really consider them that. I think it's just a way that I think now that's a little healthier. And the intervals of these ups and downs get longer, and it's always moving forward now is a thing. Like, it's going up and down, but it's always moving to the right. It's always going forward, which is a good feeling. Like, I'm encountering new problems, I guess you could say. I'm not rehashing old ones. That's what I mean by it's moving forward. Like, it's moving to the right. And that's also because like I'm playing better and better players. I feel like some days. So it depends on the matchmaking, but like some days, because I think I'm at about like 1701 MR on Chun-Li, and I haven't actually been playing Cammy as much, but my win rates in ranked are pretty good. Like, I think my Chun win rate is somewhere like around 60%, and Cammy is like close to 70, which is like kind of unheard of for me, because I used to be like very inconsistent. Now I'm just a little inconsistent, or I'm a little less inconsistent, I guess you could say. But I'm putting like more of an emphasis on trying to learn Street Fighter as like, I don't want to call it an art. I think that's kind of dramatic, but learning Street Fighter as like a game in its totality, not like only neutral or like only defense or only offense. Like, I'm trying to understand how things flow together and how the game is, I wouldn't even say meant to be played. I don't think there's a way to play Street Fighter, but like how I understand it and how I can be successful in it, I guess. That could be a whole nother video. This is like a whole nother video I'm talking about, but hopefully that will come soon or at some point. I think maybe if I get to 1800 MR, I might make like a little guide on all the stuff that I did to go from 1500 to 1800, because that seems like a big enough gap in player skill that people might find it useful. I think going from 15 to 1700 isn't that crazy, but the 1800 you start to play like some real players. But anyways, I'll let you guys go before I start rambling again for another 20 minutes. If you made it this far, leave a comment, let me know. That's not like engagement bait. I actually just want to know who makes it this far, because the retention graph is not, it doesn't look too pretty on these type of videos. So just let me know if you made it this far, and if you enjoyed, consider subscribing. Thanks so much.